Today, I am going to present you a topic which is ethical issues in the oil and gas industry. So let's start. So ethical issues in oil and gas industry. The ethical considerations in the oil and gas industry are multi-phased and complex, involving environmental, social, and governance. While the industry has historically faced significant ethical challenges, there is a growing recognition of the need for more sustainable and responsible practices. So basically, in this presentation, we are going to talk about what are some ethical issues in our oil and gas industry. We all are associated with oil and gas industry. We are studying the petroleum and gas engineering, so we must know what types of ethical issues are this industry going through. So let's come to the table of contents. So there are three main table of contents which we will discuss in this presentation. First of all is evolution of oil and gas industry. Second is key ethical issues, which is the most important one, and third is challenges with the ethical policy. We will try to understand what are those factors, what are those hurdles which are stopping the oil and gas industry to take these ethical issues seriously. So first of all, we will look at the evolution of oil and gas industry. So let's start. Evolution of oil and gas industry. The oil and gas industry began in the mid 19th century with the beginning of first commercial oil well in Pennsylvania, USA. So as we all are familiar that first commercial oil well was first drilled in the United States, Pennsylvania. As the industry grew, it played a crucial role in industrialization and economic development of many countries. So as we know, whenever any business expands, it also benefits the whole area, the whole, what we can say, the whole government or the whole group of people which are involved. So if we look at the oil and gas industry and how it grew, we have a very beautiful example which is Gulf countries, especially we have Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates. We know before 90s they were just barren sand all over. But after the discovery of oil, these nations become so rich that they are now one of the richest nations on the face of this planet. However, its rapid expansion was often accompanied by significant ethical concerns. So, whenever any industry expands, it has certain problems associated. It's not something like everything is going perfect, everything is going in a straight line. But there are certain problems which we will discuss. Historically, the industry has been criticized for its environmental impact, including oil spills, air and water pollution, and chemical usage. So, one of the biggest ethical issues which is associated with petroleum and gas industry, I would consider as the biggest ethical issue and the biggest problem with this industry is the environmental effect. How this industry is impacting our environment, impacting our whole earth and labor. Additionally, there have been many numerous incidences of human rights violation, including poor working conditions, exploitation of labor, and displacement of indigenous communities. These ethical challenges have grown from ongoing debates about the responsibility of oil and gas companies toward the environment and society. So, as mentioned, it's not just limited to the environment, it is not just about harming the environment, but harming the human being also. The people which are associated with this industry or where the industry is operating, it is also harming those people by violating the human rights, by violating their law, by violating their rights, by not giving them their rights or doing injustice in any sort of any way. So let's just see what are some main key ethical issues which are associated with the oil and gas industry. So key ethical issues.
Okay, I think you know very well. But there are one suggestions. Once the news file is there, just go to the data hurriedly first and then you have time for discussion. You will be more about it. Although your discussion is very good, but just go to the content first and then try to discuss it briefly. third moving to the next slide.
So let's now discuss key ethical issues. Today, the oil and gas industry is a global enterprise. It's now a very big industry, one of the biggest energy resources in the world. With major players operating in multiple countries, which includes our country Pakistan also, because Pakistan is one of the countries which also produces its oil and gas. So the industry is facing significant pressure from various stakeholders, including governments, environmental organizations, investors, and general public. So these are the main players which the oil and gas industry is being criticized for, or they are criticizing for. The oil and gas industry is affecting these players. But the main concern is to adopt more sustainable and ethical practices. One of the main issues which is being raised is that industry is not practicing the ethical values when it is operating. Industry is not only about the business, is not only about making profit, but you have to keep in mind the human values, the integrity of our environment, the integrity of human beings, the integrity of the planet as a whole. So let's see what are some major key ethical issues which are associated with this industry. So first of all, we have environmental impact. What is the impact of oil and gas industry on our environment? So, environment. The oil and gas industry significantly impacts the environment, affecting air, water, and land ecosystem. These effects are evident globally from catastrophic spills to long-term ecological degradation. So, as I told you earlier, that environmental effect is the biggest ethical issues which now the oil and gas industry. Other issues are still there, but the biggest negative impact, the biggest harm which this industry is doing is to our environment, is to our habitat, is to our earth. So let's dive deep into the what are some of those environmental effects by our industry. So let's see. Air pollution and climate change. Fossil fuel combustion releases pollutants like sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, and particulate matter contributing to acid rain, smoke, and respiratory issues. Additionally, methane leaks from construction and transportation are potent greenhouse gases, accelerating global warming. So, as we all know, we all know from our daily experience, whenever we try to burn something, whether it is wood, whether it is coal, whether it is gas, it all affects our environment. It all goes into our air. It all of these components, all of these energy sources eventually affect our ozone system, it affect our environment. So when we talk about oil and gas industry particularly, these gases like nitrogen, sulfur dioxide, they result in acid rain. Acid rain, as we know, rain which contains chemical, which is very harmful for our agriculture, which can make our land, agricultural land barren, and hence there is no production of our cash crop or other crops. And respiratory issues, as we have seen before in last year, we have these problems related to smoke, and then we have that problem of respiratory issues in our own country, in our own city now, where people have to wear masks, they have to take precautionary measures so that they won't get sick, they won't get ill due to these environmental effects. Additionally, methane from construction and transportation are potent greenhouse gases. So when we are talking about oil and gas industry, it is not just about how these gases are being utilized at home or at a commercial level, but on operational level. When we are extracting these hydrocarbons or we are transporting these hydrocarbons, there may be an instant where due to lack of any reason, any safety reason or negligence, the gases can leak into the environment without being in knowledge of the operator or of the company. So that is also one of the main major reasons that our air is being polluted and our climate is going toward changes, very violent changes.
Okay, I know the discussion is good, but I think we just try to that we have almost 25 slides, so try to finish it up within 35 to 40 minutes. Keeping in mind that time is time, we have to so bit more explanation.
So second part. Widespread disrupt marine ecosystem by killing marine life and damaging fisheries. Widespread also contaminate drinking water. Long-term effects include persistent contamination, health risks like nausea, neurological issues are common, and cleanup efforts are challenging and costly. As I discussed earlier in our earlier class, I told you about an example of deepwater production incident which caused a major spill in the history of the United States and history of the world, where 126 million barrels of oil was wasted into the ocean, which greatly affected the marine life, which included all the animals and the people living on the shore. So it was a major disaster, and the company had to spend millions of dollars to just clean up that mess. Okay, so we will look at that disaster again to the picture. So this is a picture the offshore which is on the side of the so we watch the video.
Yes.
This document basically covered all of the components of this system. So please watch it here. As you can see, the water is completely mineralized. This field is water because these contamination. There is a map that shows the point where those oil spills are.
So for this study, you can well imagine the values impact of oil in the sea affected the life of many.
So as you guys are seeing, the effects of the oil spill. So we will jump to the next point of the environmental effect, which is habitat destruction. Habitat destruction is a major environmental consequence of oil and gas industry. Oil spills and leakage contaminate soil, making land uninhabitable and affecting agriculture. Oil extraction often leads to deforestation, land degradation, and loss of critical ecosystems. Additionally, pipeline construction and drilling disrupt animal habitats and migratory routes, endangering species. These activities result in long-term ecological damage affecting the wildlife and ecosystem. So, as mentioned earlier, the oil spills, which are very catastrophic that to our land also. If there is an oil spill on the land, it will contaminate our soil and make our soil barren. So hence there is no agriculture like that. It is very important to look at this point carefully that this industry should not be able to contaminate our soil also. Okay, there is a possibility that disasters can happen in the sea. It can't be avoided, but not on the surface. So, second, so this is the second ethical issue of the environmental area. It is corporate governance. Corporate governance issues in the oil and gas industry includes lack of transparency in financial and operational control, lack of financial and operational control, human rights violation, and corruption through bribery or unethical behavior. Companies are often criticized for not prioritizing sustainability, failing to invest adequately in renewable energy or climate change solutions. This corporate governance issue is not only limited to oil and gas industry. This lack of transaction, lack of transparency in financial transaction or human rights violation or bribery, it's all over the world. It's in every industry. But we are specifically talking about our oil and gas industry. So we look at real life, real case scenario, a real case study in which the oil and gas industry, one of the most let's say popular oil and gas company was involved in human rights violation. An example of human rights violation to this controversial is the controversial Total Energies Myanmar gas project. So we will look at it. So let's just give to an incident overview. So what happened is there is an American company which is named as Total Energies. So we know that these companies operate all over the world. So what happened? Total Energies was involved in a controversial gas project in Myanmar. Myanmar, we know, is a neighboring country which is neighboring Sri Lanka, where there is a civil war going on from past many years. The company faced accusation of being complicit in supporting the military regime by providing revenue through gas export, which allegedly funded violence against civilians. Total Energies continued to operate in Myanmar for years, but later sold its stake in the project in 2022 only after significant international pressure and local activism. So if there was no international pressure, no voices against this oppression, this company would have continued to operate. This company was financing the government, the dictatorship, which was killing its own citizens, and this was against the human rights. Even the United Nations, it was condemned, and there are several human rights violations committed by this military of Myanmar. So this Total Energy company was supporting this military dictatorship by giving them the revenue to which was generated through their
They
gas.
also part of corporate governance.
Yes, sir, this is what I want to cover. So what's the key point we can learn from this incident? Complicity in human rights. Failure to halt operation despite witness delayed response to public criticism.
No, that's fine.
So the third point of our application is social responsibility. So as we have discussed earlier about CSR, corporate social responsibility. So in oil and gas industry, efforts to initiative oil and gas companies aim to operate ethically, to improve economic development and improve the quality of life for their workforce, local communities, and society at large while minimizing environmental impact. So we have already discussed in our previous lecture that business is not about just making profit. You have to do something for the welfare of the people who are associated with that business or when the company is being operated. So let's see where are some corporate responsibility of our oil and gas industry, where they must pay their environmental stewardship. So this is their responsibility, their moral responsibility to look at these main factors. First one is environmental stewardship, which is pollution control. They must control the pollution, climate action, and biodiversity. Pollution control, as I told you earlier, it is their moral responsibility to control all of these widespread, and if there is an incident, they should cover that and without affecting the environment at all. Second point is climate action. Investing in renewable energy, carbon offsetting, and emission reduction. They should reduce their operation or they should reduce the emission of those harmful gases which are affecting our environment. Biodiversity, minimizing impact on wildlife and ecosystem. They should also look at the wildlife. It is not only our humans but also our the wildlife which are part of our planet. Second is social development. Community investment, building schools, hospitals, and infrastructure in the host communities. Health and safety, ensuring safe working environment and supporting community health. Education and training, scholarship, vocational training, and STEM initiatives. So it is also one of the responsibilities that the company which is working in any particular area will have to raise the electricity for people living everywhere. We should build schools, universities, and other educational institutes so these people can also have access to the modern education. They should not be just left behind the world. After education, one of the main thing is health and safety. Hospitals should be built where people should have access to modern hospitals where they can get cured from the illness where they are facing. Education and training, as I told you earlier, education should be provided to everyone in that particular area where the industry is. So third responsibility, economic responsibility, job creation, fair taxation, inclusive. So when we look at job creation, hiring locally and supporting local suppliers. So if there is a talent which is present in that local area, rather than importing people from outside, companies should consider hiring locally, hiring the local talent, rather than importing the people from outside, which may cause an energy to people that their oil and their wealth is being accepted and they are not being offered jobs. Which, in case we can see in our province, Balochistan, that people always protest that we are not being given our rights, we are not being given our jobs, although our resources are ours, but these resources are being spent on the whole country. Fair taxation, contributing transparently to national revenues. The company must pay the due taxes to the government on the due date. Inclusive growth, promoting economic inclusion for the marginalized. So people which are living in that area should also be supported by that financial action. Fourth point of our CSR, human rights, respecting labor rights and avoiding exploitation. Anti-corruption, enforcing compliance and transparency, stakeholder engagement, consulting with local communities, NGOs, and government. So when we talk about human rights, it means respecting labor rights. So as we have seen in so many cases in Pakistan, there is a large amount of child labor, where underage boys are being forced to do labors, are forced to do hard labor, which is against the main labor rights of any country, particularly the labor rights of Pakistan prohibit this child labor. And avoiding exploitation, anti-corruption, enforcing compliance and transparency, strict rules, should be implemented so there is no corruption in the transactional values, stakeholder engagement, consulting with local communities, NGOs, and government. Whenever there is an industry, whenever an industry is set up, they must coordinate with the local community, the NGOs which are operating in that area, and the government. So that the government can keep an keen eye on the industry, whether it is being properly operated or not. So the fourth point of our ethical issue, which is the last point, is safety and health. No matter we discuss about any industry, the human life is the most valuable. No amount of money can be equal to a life of a single human. Safety and health are critical issues in the oil and gas industry due to high risk nature of the work environment. all know that it is a very high risk work, especially when we talk about the offshore gas extraction. Workers are exposed to hazardous conditions like toxic chemicals. The workers are exposed to these toxic chemicals. They are forced to work in these toxic chemical environment. High pressure system, heavy machinery, which may malfunction can kill the people or injure the people severely, and volatile environment which can be very cruel for a human to operate on. Oil and gas companies must prioritize safety and health protocol to minimize the risk to workers and surroundings. So, oil and gas companies should pay a very focus. They should focus on the safety and health of the workers which are involved in the industry. So, we will look at a real case study in which the safety and health issues was declared to be hectic and it costed the life of hundreds of people. So let's see. One of the most tragic and infamous example of safety and health failures in oil and gas industry is the Piper Alpha disaster, which occurred on July 6, 1988 on the North Sea oil platform operated by Occidental Petroleum. This is the company which offers its insurance. Incident overview. Let's look at the incident. The Piper Alpha platform was the first offshore oil production platform located about 120 miles northeast of Aberdeen, Scotland. So this incident initially happened in Scotland, which is a country in Europe. On the night of disaster, a series of explosions and fires destroyed the platform. The explosion was caused by a failed gas compressor. So here the complex machinery which I talked about technically. And oil being combined with incorrect procedures, neglect, and miscommunication led to the escalation of the disaster with 167 workers lost their lives and many others were injured.
There you see one second point is the lighting or weakness of communication means communication within that working atmosphere, the site where they were just communicating personal information to the senior or minimum people who are working on site. So the poor communication or miscommunication also causes certain disasters.
So it was not just basically a technical issue but also a miscommunication issue which led to this further disaster. So main parts of this incident was the inadequate safety procedure, the safety was not kept in mind properly, poor communication. Poor communication also led to this disaster. Lack of training, the crew was not trained accordingly. Cost cutting measures, the company cutted the cost so that they will not have to spend too much on this operation. 40 emergency evacuation plans. There was no proper evacuation plans whenever there is an emergency. So this is all of the main ethical issues when we deal with oil and gas. So now what we will discuss is what are those factors or what are those hurdles which are not letting the oil and gas industry transform or move toward evolution. So let's see. What are some challenges? Challenges with ethical practices. Or following are some key challenges which create hurdles when practicing ethical standards in oil and gas industry. Number one is cost. Number two is complexity, and number three is resistance to change. So let's look at each one of them. Number one. Cost.
Okay, read it directly first and then discuss it. What it means.
Cost. Implementing ethical practices often requires substantial upfront investment, including technology, training, and infrastructure. So when it comes to the effects, or when we talk about what is stopping the industry from taking precautionary measures, one of the main factors is cost. Why? Because when we are doing a business, we have to spend a lot of money looking at what are the problems and what are these problems, how we are doing
So read rest of the slide. Right. Now go back to the previous one. Read the from technology to
technology. Companies must invest in advanced equipment for safety and environmental protection, spill prevention, emission and control system, and legal extraction. So companies should invest in modern technology research and development so there can be Training, training employees in self protocol, ethical decision making, and social responsibilities can be expensive, but it is essential to ensure compliance and reduce incidents. Proper training should be made. Infrastructure. Investment in infrastructure such as safe waste disposal, environmental monitoring system, and water protection system can be possible. Companies should also invest in infrastructure which has been described in this one. Second point is complexity. Economic growth versus environmental protection, social impact, and regulatory compliance. While India's expansion often comes with heavy environmental costs like effective recycling, air, water pollution, and greenhouse gas emission, companies must balance maximizing profit with minimizing environmental effects. As I told you, it is not just about making business, but you have to keep in mind the after effects of what is being done. Social impact. Ensuring the local communities benefit from oil and gas projects through job infrastructure while also addressing health and safety concerns and human rights violations to the people benefits. People should not be neglected. Local communities in which they are in the area in which their company is operating should not be neglected. Infrastructure and job opportunities should be regulatory compliance. Even environmental and safety regulations are becoming more common. More oil companies must vary complying with these while remaining competitive. We should make a stricter rules for companies to follow. That is how one of the main way we can stop these environmental effects. Resistance to change. The oil and gas industry, like many sectors, often faces internal resistance to change for several reasons. Tradition and routine, profit motive, short-term focus. Employees and management may be reluctant to move away from established processes that have worked for decades. So, in simple terms, it is like it is against the self-interest of the people which are working in that industry. They won't let it change. They won't let the interest of the company come into their of their interest. Profit motive. Ethical practices may be perceived as increasing operational costs. Safer working conditions may lead to more downtime or environment control there, which may limit exploration in high scale. So ethical practice will receive using operational code. It is very costly to operate in these types of environment, and you have to keep in mind the profit when you are dealing in any country. Short-term goals. In many companies, in many cases, companies prioritize short-term financial goals over long-term sustainability or ethical sustainability. In many cases, you have seen earlier, the companies don't care about what is going to happen, what are effects which are going to hurt our environment or the people as a whole. So it is their short-term focus to only make good amount of money from this industry. So we are going to conclude our presentation with these following points. The oil and gas industry must evolve if it is to meet the growing demand for sustainability, social responsibility, and environmental protection. Shifting away from traditional methods toward more ethical practices should be ultimately help safeguard the industry's future, aligning economic goals with societal and environmental. So, as a last sentence, it is basically that the industry should be more responsible. They must take care, they must value the human life, the environmental life, and the future of the coming generations and the future of our earth as a whole. So, this is all from my side. Thank you for your attention.